Hi students. So in today's class you will see the presentation on linear and digital integrated circuits and its applications. So already we seen one of the filter, that is low pass filter. So in today's class we will see the high pass filter. So what is the high pass filter and the design of high pass filter and the remaining filters. So already we know that low pass filter will be designed with the help of this RNC components. So in case of that R will be in series with the non-inverting terminal, and the C will be parallel with Vin. So that will be the design of for low pass filter. So in case of high pass filter, so we have to interchange the R and C components in high pass filter. So in case of low pass, so the design and the same components will be used for low pass and the high pass, but whatever the we have the RNC components in low pass filter, so we have to interchange that RNC components. That means in place of R, so we have in high pass we have the C, and in place of a for a low pass filter at the C place we have the R component in high pass. So the first order of high pass filter is formed from a first order low pass type by interchanging the components R and C. So when we interchange the R and C component, so we will get the high pass filter, first order high pass filter. So similarly a second order high pass filter is obtained from a second order low pass filter. So in this case also, if we have to interchange R and C components. So in this case, in this figure, so this figure shows a first order high pass filter with a low cutoff frequency of FL. So it has the lower cutoff frequency FL. So this is the frequency at which the magnitude of the gain is 0.707 times is a passband value. So for all frequencies higher than FL, so if that frequencies are FL is greater than FH, so those are the passband frequencies. So if all frequencies that will be greater than FL frequencies, so that will be works like act like as a passband in high pass filter. So with the highest frequency determined by the closed loop bandwidth of the op amp. So the high pass filter and the low pass filter so are the same circuits, except that the frequency determining components R and C are interchanged. So for the first order high pass filter, so the output voltage V0 will depends on that is 1 plus RF by R1 into V1. So that is equal to 1 plus RF by R1 into J 2 pi FRC by 1 plus J 2 pi FRC into V1. So already we determine this values or components in a low pass filter. So we have here we have to interchanging the R and C components. That is the difference between low pass and high pass filter, and that V0 by Vin is equal to AF into J into F by FL by 1 plus J F by FL. So if you want to if you represent this equation in magnitude of the voltage gain, so then it will be mod of mod of V0 by Vin. So we have to determine that V0 by Vin is equal to AF into F by FL divided by root of 1 plus F by FL. So in this case, if F is less than FL, so at the time the magnitude of voltage gain V0 by Vin that is less than to the gain, that is AF. filter gain. In case f is equal to fl, so the magnitude of the v naught by v in is less than or equal to af by root 2. So next condition, if f is greater than fl, that is lower frequency component, so the magnitude of the v naught by v in is equal to af. So this is about the high pass filter. So we have one of the example for this design problem. So it is also similar as a low pass filter. This one. So next we will see the band pass filter. So here the band pass filter, we have there are basically two types of band pass filter. One is the wide band pass and another one is narrow band pass filter. So here band pass filter has a pass band between two cutoff frequencies. So in pass band we have a pass band. So in this pass band we have two cutoff frequencies. One is the FH and another one is FL. So we have FH is greater than FL. So in case any input frequency outside this pass band is attenuated. So we have a pass band between two cutoff frequencies. So other than frequencies will be attenuated in band pass filter. So mainly we have two types. One is the wide band pass and narrow band pass. So this will be based on the condition. If the q is the quality factor or the figure of merit. So here we have to call q term as a quality factor or figure of merit. So if the q is less than 10, that is the q factor will be less than 10 value, so then that will be works like as a wide band pass filter. So if the q is greater than 10, that is the quality factor is greater than 10, so then it will be works like as a narrow band pass filter. So mainly in band pass we have two cutoff frequencies. Within the pass band we have two cutoff frequencies, FH and FL. So in this FH is greater than FL, so so whatever the frequencies will be placed below the FH and above the FL, so that frequencies will be attenuated. So here based on the frequencies will based on the quality factor, either it may be less than 10 or greater than 10. So if the frequencies will have less than 10, that is the quality factor less than 10, so that will be works like as a wide band pass. If the quality factor greater than 10, so that will be works like as a narrow band pass filter. So here we have a first order high pass section and first order low pass. In wide band pass filter we have two sections. One is the first order high pass section and another one is low pass section. So there is no set dividing line between the two. So it will define a filter has a wide band pass if its figure of merit or quality factor q is less than 10. So if we will call the filter, otherwise if the quality factor will changes, so we will call it as a narrow band filter. So therefore q is a measure of selectivity. So it means the higher the value q, so it will more selective that the filter, or otherwise it has the narrow bandwidth. So the relationship between the q and the 3 dB bandwidth and the center frequency is given by for the wideband filter. So the center frequency can be defined here. So fh is equal to higher cutoff frequency and fl is equal to lower cutoff frequency of the wideband pass filter. So in narrow band pass filter, the output voltage peaks at the center frequency. So in case of the narrow band filter, so the output voltage will peaks at the center frequency. So in case of wideband pass filter can be formed by simply cascading a high pass and low pass sections. So and generally it is the choice for simplicity of design and the performance. So to obtain that band pass, that is 20 dB band pass, so first order high pass and first order low pass sections are cascaded. Or for if you want to increase, that is the this decibels, so in terms of for a plus or minus 40 or plus or minus 60 decibels, so we have to increase, that is the band pass filter should have second order high pass and second order low pass sections are connected in a series. So here in this figure, so it will represents or it shows the plus or minus 20 dB wideband filter, so which is composed of first order high pass and first order low pass filter. So it will realize a band pass response. So in case of so it will produce FH and FL frequencies. So if the pass band gain is 4, so the gain of the high pass as well as the low pass sections, so that could be set to, that will set equal to 2. So in fact because the feedback resistors must be equal in the value of 10 kilo ohms each. So the voltage gain and the magnitude of the pass band filter, so is equal to the product of the voltage gain and the magnitude of the high pass and the low pass filters. So here we have the frequency response for a wide band pass filter. So here we have the pass band in between the two frequencies, that is FL and FH. So other than the below FL, so we have the stop band. So above FH, so again we have the stop band. So in wide band pass we have two stop bands and one pass band. So in case of in narrow band pass, so we have one stop band and two pass bands, one stop band and two pass bands. So that in case of this wide band pass, that is the gain, the magnitude of the gain V0 by V in will depend on AF into F by FL divided by root 1 plus F by FL whole square. So here AFT is the total pass band gain and F is the frequency of the input signal and FL is the lower cutoff frequency and F is the highest cutoff frequency. So next one, narrow band pass filter. So we have in this also we have the circuit diagram. So whatever here shown we have seeing that is circuit diagram and the frequency response of the narrow band filter. So the narrow band pass filter, so it will uses multiple feedback, so as shown in this figure. So the filter uses only one op amp compared to the all filters, so whatever we discussed so far. So this filter is a unique some of the characteristics in following respects. They are it has a two feedback paths. So whenever we are observing, so R3 will be connected one feedback path and another feedback will be connected through C2 capacitor C2. So we having in this narrow band pass filter we are having two feedback paths. So hence we name it as multiple feedback filter. So the narrow band pass is also called it as a multiple feedback filter. So this op amp this should be used in inverting mode. So whatever we discussed, that is a low pass filter and the high pass filter and the wide band pass filter, so that will be all are used in non-inverting mode because of multiple feedbacks. So here we are did that non-inverting terminal to a ground and this will be connected, that multiple and R and C components will be connected uh, in this to inverting terminal in narrow band pass filter, and the R and C values also we have to connected in series manner, to non-inverting terminal. So the narrow band filter is designed per specific values of center frequency Fc and Q or Fc. So for to determine exact bandwidth, so the circuit components are determined from the following relationship. So to simplify the design calculations, we have to choose the capacitor value, that is C is equal to C1 is equal to C2. So whatever, if we consider C is equal to 0.1 microfarad, so C1 is equal, C1 also 0.1 and C2 is also 0.1 to simplify the design calculations. So here for narrow band pass filter, so R1 value is equal to Q by 2 pi Fc C into AF. So R2 value is equal to Q by 2 pi Fc C into 2Q square minus AF, and the R3 value is equal to Q by pi Fc into C value. So it has the op amp will be used in the inverting mode. So R1 is equal to Q by 2 pi Fc C into AF, and R2 is equal to Q by 2 pi Fc C into Q square minus AF, and R3 is equal to Q by pi Fc into C. So this will determines the R1 and R2 R3 value. So where AF is the gain at center frequency, and it is given as AF is equal to R3 by 2 R1. So the gain AF, so it must satisfy the condition AF is less than 2Q square. So the center frequency Fc of the multiple feedback filter can be changed to a new frequency. So that frequency is called Fc dash, so without changing the gain or bandwidth. So this will be achieved simply by changing R2 to R2 dash. So whenever we didn't get any center frequency in multiple feedback filter, then simply we have to change the R2 value to R2 dash, and then so we will get R2 value will be become R2 dash value, that R2 dash is equal to R2 into Fc by Fc dash whole square, So by using that we will get that Q factor is greater than 10 value. So we will get the Q that is quality factor value will be greater than 10. So then it will be acts like as a narrow band pass filter. So next one, band stop or band reject filter. So this band reject filter is also called as band stop or band elimination filter. So in this filter, frequencies are attenuated in the stop band while they are passed outside the band. So as with the band pass filter, the band reject filters can also be classified as two types, that is wide band reject or wide band stop, or narrow band reject or narrow band stop. So these narrow band reject filter is commonly called the notch filter. So the narrow band reject filter is also called as notch filter. So because of its higher, that is Q is greater than 10, the bandwidth of the narrow band reject filter is much smaller than that of the wide band reject filter. So in narrow band reject filter, so the Q is greater than 10. So based on this reason, the bandwidth of the narrow band reject filter is smaller than the wide band reject filter. So this wide band stop filter using a low pass filter and a high pass filter and a summing amplifier. So that will be shown in this figure. For a proper band reject response, the low cutoff frequency FL of high pass filter must be larger than the that should be larger than the cutoff frequency of the low pass filter FH. So in addition, the passband gain of both the high pass and low pass sections must be equal. So that will be achieved when only we equal the passband gain of both the high pass and the low pass sections should be equal, and this is the frequency response of the stop band filter. So in case of the narrow band stop filter, so it shows a wide band reject filter using a low pass filter, so a high pass filter, and it will be assume like as a amplifier. So to realize a band reject response, the low cutoff frequency FL of the high pass filter must be larger than the high cutoff frequency FH of the low pass filter. So in addition, the pass band gain of both the high pass and low pass sections must be equal. So the frequency response of the wide reject filter so is shown in this figure. So we can also call it as a twin T active notch filter. Twin T active notch filter. So here we having two pass bands and one stop band. Two pass bands and one stop band in band stop filter or band reject filter. So and the next one we have all pass filter. So we have the all pass filter. So as its name suggests, an all pass filter passes all frequency components of the input signal without any attenuation. So while it will providing predictable phase shifts for different signals, so that different signals will changes in phase. So for the analysis of this circuit, so we have to use a superposition principle to obtain the expression for the output voltage. So we have to assume input to the non-inverting terminal is 0. So the circuit acts as an inverting amplifier. So we have using inverting feedback amplifier. So for inverting feedback amplifier, the gain of the inverting feedback amplifier is so that is equal to minus RF by R1 into Vin. So that is V0 is equal to minus Vn if RF is equal to Rn. So if RF and R1 is equal to 1 by 1, so we will get only the minus V1. So now we have to assume input to the inverting terminal 0. So the circuit will be acts as a non-inverting amplifier. The circuit will acts like as a non-inverting. So in case of we can assume non-inverting terminal 0. So then the circuit will be acts as a inverting amplifier. So when we assume inverting terminal that is equal to 0, so then the circuit will be acts like as a non-inverting amplifier. So based on that, it will be allows all frequencies, that all pass filter passes all frequency components of the input signal without any attenuation, but it will provide predictable based on the phase shifts for different phases, or different phases will be available in this signal. So this is about that working principles and the designing for different type of filters. So here we have the analysis of all pass filter. So based on that, we have to design a all pass filter. So we have for non-inverting filter, the feedback or the gain of non-inverting amplifier that is equal to 1 plus RF by R1 into Vin. So we consider VA is equal to voltage at node A. So because we are assuming the superposition principle for this one. So whenever we calculating, so we get finally V0 by Vn is equal to 1 minus j 2 pi FRC by 1 plus j 2 pi FRC. So the magnitude of the transfer function So this is the magnitude of V naught by Vn is equal to root of 1 plus 2 pi fc rc whole square by root of 1 plus 2 pi f rc whole square. So that is equal to 1. So in case of the magnitude of all pass filter is equal to 1 factor. So thank you for watching this video. So please subscribe DBS Talks. Thank you.